9 things you should know before moving from California to Utah. Hey, it's Tyler with Summit Creek. We're a luxury mountain community in Utah. If you're considering making a move from California to Utah, you've come to the right place. Here are 9 things you should know before making the move. According to a CBS News list for the top 50 worst cities for traffic and congestion, California has 3 of the top 5. If you move from California to Utah, you're going to notice a difference. We've definitely heard this from residents moving into Summit Creek. The commutes are much easier, the drive's much nicer, and it just makes life that much better. If you're moving from California to Utah, especially if you're in a higher income tax bracket, you're going to notice a big difference in your taxes. The highest tax rate in California is just over 13%, whereas in Utah, it's a flat tax of 4.95%. State and local sales taxes in California come out to about 8.82%, whereas in Utah, you're going to have about 7.2%, so you'll save some there as well. At Summit Creek, we sort of pride ourselves on views. We have a corner canyon that we're situated in where we have green mountains all around us. To the north, we can see out about 100 miles to Antelope Island on the Great Salt Lake. But that's really just one example. The reality is Utah is full of stunning vistas from the red rocks in the south all the way up to the thick pine-treed forests in the north. If you're moving from California to Utah and you're worried about maybe the natural beauty, the views, never fear, come out here, see it. You're gonna be impressed. The natural beauty is really, really some of the best in the world. Politics. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Honestly, I can see the comments now, just people going crazy, but if you lean left, you lean right, whatever, it doesn't matter to us. We're simply pointing out that in this particular instance, talking about California and Utah, you're going to have more of a right-leaning population in Utah and more of a left-leaning population in California. Just something to be aware of, that's all. The United Health Foundation did research on the healthiest states in the Union, and Utah came in at number 2. This is a really consistent finding. I haven't done this recently, but I bet you go and Google healthiest states in the country, Utah's going to top most of those lists. There's a really unique culture here of people eating right and exercising. Some of that probably comes from having such easy access to outdoor activities that require you to be in decent shape. Things like running in the mountains, hunting, biking, fishing, the mountain biking, skiing, of course, obviously that's a big one here in Utah. All of these things kind of play into why the state is just healthier than your average state. It's no secret that Utah has some of the best snow in North America, really some of the best snow on Earth. If winter sports are your thing, whether it be skiing, snowmobiling, snowshoeing, snowboarding, cross-country skiing, you name it, you are going to have an incredible time living in Utah. Now, if you're in California, you have some great resorts, you definitely have a lot of great recreation. Here in Utah, we don't have an ocean. You're not going to be that close to surfing, but when it comes to winter sports, you're definitely going to get a whole new level of resorts and snow quality that's just hard to find anywhere else in the world. One of the things that people love about many areas in Utah, and specifically Summit Creek, is that you feel like you're a million miles away from things, living in a small town close to your neighbors, but in reality, you're just 15 minutes from Costco. Part of that has to do with the mountains. You can sort of escape into your home in the mountains and you feel like you're far away. You can't really see traffic lights or anything like that because you're up on a hillside. Part of it has to do with the fact that things are just not quite overbuilt at this point, and it's going to take years for it to get there. It sort of feels a little closer to what they had when they were growing up. Utah was just ranked by the U.S. News as the #1 state overall in the United States of America. We were ranked number 2 for economy. This is a really consistent pattern that you'll see. If you look on all the different economy lists, Utah is always towards the top. There's a really strong culture here of working hard, being entrepreneurial, being opportunistic, and really just being productive. There's also a really strong focus on education, and all of that plays into why Utah is almost always at the top of the list for the best economies in the country. Speaking of lists that Utah always tops, we are one of the youngest states in the country, usually, depending on the list you're looking at, the youngest state in the country. With that comes fertility rates. According to the World Population Review, Utah has the highest people per family at 3.09 people per family. So this is something else that we share in common with California. Bigger families lead to different needs that people have, and it definitely plays into the culture overall. Hey, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're interested in moving to Utah, check out some of the homes that are available on our YouTube page. Summit Creek is an incredible choice, something you should definitely be aware of as far as master plan, high-end communities go in Utah. I'm Tyler with Summit Creek. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.